What's up guys, my name is Stoody and I'd like to welcome you all back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my round 17 tips for the 2023 AFL season. Now before we get into this week's tips, I'm going to go ahead and see how I went last week. So last week I got 7 out of 9 correct tips and I now have 93 correct tips for the season. Let's go ahead and have a look and see what ones I got correct and what ones I got incorrect. So I got Brisbane Lions correct, that game was rigged as expected. The Geelong game was a draw, so everyone got that one correct. I got Adelaide correct. I got Collingwood correct. I got Port Adelaide correct. Yes, Port Adelaide. I know I tipped Essendon in the video, but once Fremantle lost, I thought it's way too risky to go Essendon, and lucky I did. Because this was a very easy week for tipping. You had to get at least 8, 7. If you got less than 7, you had a terrible week. I got Carlton correct, and I got St Kilda correct. Thank God St Kilda won. Almost screwed up my gauntlet, hey. There's only like 7,000 people left in the gauntlet, and I've got a really good structure going into it. Obviously, West Coast have to win a game. I've got them winning against North Melbourne. They have to win that for me to stay in the gauntlet. This week, I've got the Giants in the gauntlet, so hopefully they get up. The games got incorrect, obviously, were Fremantle. I got that incorrect, and I also got Melbourne incorrect, which really everyone got Melbourne incorrect. Alright, moving on to this week's tips. So Thursday night we have Richmond VFL taking on Sydney at the MCG. Now, why do Richmond always have these ridiculous Thursday night games? I'm sick of it. Now, I'm sick of these Thursday night games. They need to get rid of them in general, but stop giving it to Richmond. I'm sick of it. Anyway, I'm going to be tipping Sydney in this one by a rigged amount. I don't know why 67% have gone Richmond. There's no way Richmond are going to win with a VFL side. I don't know if Dusty will be back. Short's out now. I don't know if Prestia will be back. Obviously Lynch is out long term. They've got nothing. Barely have a midfield other than I guess Torino and Hopper. And I guess Bolton can go in there every now and then and all that. Not only that, remember what happened last time versus Sydney? Yeah, robbed. And we will get robbed again, and I can guarantee it. Because of how badly my tipping's been going lately, I've taken all the safe options this week, but this is the only one where I've gone against the grain, and I don't really give a shit. It's either my tipping is screwed even more, and I'm celebrating a massive Richmond upset, or I improve my tipping. And I'm only watching this game because I'm doing a live reaction to it. That's the only reason why. Moving on to Friday night, we have the Western Bulldogs taking on Collingwood at Marvel Stadium. Now, I'm going to be doing Collingwood in this one by 16 points. The Bulldogs are starting to get back into some form. Whereas Collingwood, I've only lost 2 games this year. It's at Marvel, so if I was going risky, I would consider the Bulldogs because it's at their home ground. But 90% have gone Collingwood, so this is more of a defensive tip. I seriously considered the Bulldogs because you just feel like Collingwood, they'll lose 1 or 2 every now and then, which it's kind of unexpected. But a game like this is the sort of game you'd think Collingwood might drop, but I'm just playing it safe. Because if I tip Bulldogs and Collingwood win, then I'm screwed because 90% of people got the tip over me. Moving on to Saturday afternoon, we have the Brisbane Lions taking on the West Coast Eagles at the Gabba. This is obvious. We all know that. Well, I'm going to be tipping Brisbane in this one by 80 points. The game will be rigged. The umpiring will severely protect Brisbane. But I think Brisbane will be a bit lazy. As they tend to be lazy against the bad teams, so yeah, I reckon Brisbane by just the 80 points. Saturday twilight, we have the GWS Giants taking on Hawthorn at Giants Stadium. I'm going to be doing the GWS Giants by 24 points. It should be too strong for the Hawks at home. They're in some pretty good form, so you'd think they'd be able to get the Chockies in this one. I tipped them in the gauntlet, so let's just hope they're able to get the job done. Saturday night, we have St Kilda taking on Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. Again, this is another one of those ones that I feel St Kilda are going to win. I feel like St Kilda are going to win this, but I'm tipping Melbourne because 85% tip Melbourne. Melbourne are not in some good form. They have some injuries. I think Oliver might be coming back though. Hopefully, and maybe I can bring him into my super coach, but this is just a defensive tip. I need to get my head back in the game when it comes to defensive tips. This is a defensive tip, but I wouldn't be surprised if St Kilda are able to beat Melbourne at their home ground. The other Saturday night game, we have Port Adelaide taking on the Gold Coast Suns at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to be doing Port Adelaide in this one by 46 points. It should be a pretty easy win for Port. They shouldn't have any trouble beating the Suns at home. The Suns are in some terrible form. Whereas Port have won 12 in a row, so you'd think they'd continue that streak at home against a team like the Suns. Moving on to Sunday afternoon, we have Geelong taking on North Melbourne at GMHBA Stadium. I'm going to be giving Geelong in this one by 55 points. Geelong are starting to get back into some form, and North haven't won since round 2. They've lost like 13 in a row or something like that. So you think at home Geelong should be able to easily account for North Melbourne. The other Sunday afternoon game, we have Essendon taking on Adelaide at Marvel Stadium. This is a really tough one. It could go either way. I'm going to tip Essendon in this one by 11 points, mainly because it's at home. If it was the other way around, I would tip the Crom, but I think Bombers, because it's at home pretty much, and they are in some pretty decent form. They almost beat Port, and even though I originally tipped them, I changed my tip, but they almost beat Port. So I think at home against the Adelaide team that's not quite as good, I think they should get it done. Hopefully, because 45% went Adelaide, and I don't want to be behind the 45%. Moving on to Sunday twilight, we have Fremantle taking on Carlton at Optus Stadium. I'm going to be doing Fremantle in this one by 17 points. This is another one where I can easily see Carlton going over there and beating them. But a motto, don't tip Carlton, is one of my mottos. But, you know, Fremantle aren't in very good form at all. Carlton are. They're back in form. And I can see Carlton going to Perth and beating Fremantle at home. But I've got to tip Fremantle because 81% tipped them, and I'm playing it safe this week. So this is another defensive tip. Don't be surprised if Carlton beat Fremantle. I won't be. So anyway, that's it for this video. Please be sure to subscribe to Let's Chat with Nick. He's a premium member on this channel. Also be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Be sure to click the thumbs up button. Leave a like on this video. Also be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also be sure to join my Discord server. It is called Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel. It is called Stoody Archives. Link to that is also in the description. Also be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and I also have TikTok. The username for all of those is StoodyYT. Links to all of those will also be in the description. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.